Sally Struthers? That's a Musty reference. That's like the one last week.
It's the second week in a row we had a Musty reference.
Yeah.
This is the third time in the decade that I've heard the word musty.
Welcome back to the Unrestricted, folks. Vex, Walter Pasacreta, RC the Bulldog, and Bob. What's up, y'all?
Big weekend.
Happy fans around here.
Big Monday.
Fans only?
Oh, God.
Only fans.
By the way,
fans.
And by the way, for something new on the program today, we are brought to you by River City Refuels. How about that?
Awesome.
If you're looking for a maybe you're not looking for a vending machine. You should be. A vending machine in your business. So if you needed like a soda, you need a sandwich, that kind of stuff, chips, good, healthy stuff, they'll tailor it to you and your employees' taste and your likes, and it's all cashless. So you got nothing to do here. River City Refuels, they'll come, they'll stock up your vending machine, so you don't have to do anything. It's that easy. It's really simple. So if you're in an office building, an apartment complex, any of that kind of stuff, call them up. 210-630-5973, 210-630-5973 for River City Refuels. It's a vending machine for your business.
Thanks to our very first sponsor. Yay. Now let's see if we can spend 30 minutes trying to run him off. Ready?
Go.
We have a lot of happy fans in this room. Your 49ers looked freaking awesome.
Yes, I'm very happy about that.
Maybe the best football team in the NFL.
Thank you.
The Dallas Cowboys were dominant, and the Texas Longhorns got maybe their most complete victory of my entire lifetime.
Wow. Okay.
That's where I'm at, bro. I mean, look, the national championship game will always be their greatest victory because it's a national championship. But that was on the back of Vince Young being Vince Young. He was just a man among boys. This, to me, was the most complete, both-sided, multifaceted win in the Texas Longhorns era of my lifetime. Honest.
Well, including the Mac Brown era?
Including the Mac Brown
Absolutely.
era.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Look,
underlining the Mac Brown era.
They ran the football. They passed the football. They turned them over. Their special teams were solid. It was everything that you've wanted to see from the Texas Longhorns for as long as I've been alive.
Well, to go into Tuscaloosa and beat them, they hadn't been beat at home in 51 games.
Something like that.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
And beat them by 10.
Nick Saban had never lost a home game by 10 in his whole coaching career.
Just in college or including the pros?
Including the
assistant coach, right? An assistant coach his first time?
I bet he lost by more than 10 with Miami.
Yeah, probably.
Let's be honest.
Probably.
Right? Wasn't his first assistant coach to beat him at his own ballpark?
Look, the statistics are long and they are manifold, and it was, to me,
ding, ding, ding,
that
manifold.
complete a game from the Texas Longhorns.
I thought, and I have not been a fan of Quinn Ewers. As I said last week, he was broken last year. This was the best game of his career.
No doubt. And now
Absolutely.
they're talking about him like he's a first-round pick. Mel Kiper projects it.
Well,
really?
I think you got to do more than one game.
No thanks.
But his ability to go in there and be as calm and cool as he was was pretty impressive.
It was amazing. And Sarkisian, after I dumped on him against Rice a week ago for having absolutely no imagination, well, maybe he was just holding his cards close to his chest because he pulled out the stops on offense, misdirections, bombs, off the edge rushes. He had everything working for Texas. I was totally blown away. I mean, I was calling every Longhorn fan I could to say, congratulations, you guys are for real.
I'm going to slightly disagree because
Really?
I don't think Texas is as good as they showed, and I don't think Alabama is as good as they were going into that game. I think Alabama's the fact that they stayed in the top 10 is crazy.
You think Alabama's down this year? Is that what you're saying?
No question.
Okay,
agreed with that.
I would put him outside the top 20.
Their quarterback's a running back.
He is, and they didn't call a very good game for him because he was scary whenever he used his legs.
Right.
Did you look at the Longhorn game and say to yourself, this is a national championship contender?
Yes, I did. And that's what I'm pulling away from the weekend is that I think Texas can win it all. Well, let me ask you this. Your 49ers were flipping awesome. The Dallas Cowboys threw 40-0 and set all kind of records beating the Giants.
No, the Dallas Cowboys.
They beat up on a weakling. That's all they did. All right? The rest of this is just smoke-filled coffee house crap.
Okay,
Is that the podcast from last week and what I said?
Yeah, that sounded like it.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said, didn't I? I told you the Giants were overrated.
They were,
Giants
and I agreed
suck.
last week, and I agree this week too. But let me posit this to you. If I was going to give you the 49ers, because that's your team, Bob, and I was going to give you the Cowboys and the Longhorns, who has the best chance of winning it all?
Out of those three?
Out of those three?
Well, the Longhorns play in college football, Jeff, so that's going to be a hard one.
I'm aware they don't play each other, Richard.
Okay.
Who has the best chance of winning it all?
Didn't they play 2 out of 3? I could have sworn. No.
No.
The new playoff system? No.
The second weekend on the collegiate front, I don't think the Longhorns had the better chance of either the Cowboys or the 49ers.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Texas has the best chance of those 3 teams to win it all.
Really?
I look at their schedule. It's not particularly tough. If they win the Big 12, they're going to be in the playoffs, college football playoffs. And then, look, they've already proven they can beat Alabama. Isn't that something? Isn't that worth something?
Is there anybody else in the Big 12 that's going to challenge them?
I don't know.
Not
They have
really.
Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, but that's not necessarily a juggernaut this year.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia, Michigan. Really?
And guys, it's the second week. We can't be crowning people.
Give me a chance to be fucking happy, will you?
No, I'm ecstatic.
The Cowboys looked indefatigable, and the Longhorns.
No,
put
I don't.
on the-
I don't think you're using
a
this
word?
word.
Is that
in
a
the
word? Did I
way-
fuck that up?
I think you kind of
Okay.
did.
What was the other word he used a little while ago that you gave the little
Menage
buzzer?
a trois or something?
No.
Many-folded? Many-fold?
Manifold.
A
yeah.
manifold. That's on a
Manifold.
car, right?
It's a car
manifold?
thing. Yeah. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I mean,
No,
This
it
guy.
was. It
Give
was
me
a.
that envelope back.
$10 for
It was a
each $10
great. It was a
word.
great weekend for Texas football.
It was a huge weekend.
Unless you're an Aggie fan.
But
They
it,
were awful, and Miami was good.
All right, let's get to the Aggies then.
They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
They've been in trouble for some time.
I talked to a big booster earlier this week, and he is 100% sure Jeff Traylor from UTSA is going to Texas A&M.
I heard that same rumor last year that he was going to go there. First of all, it doesn't make sense to fire Jimbo at this point, does it?
I mean, does it make any less sense if you wait?
well, his buyout
No,
is...
but then why didn't you fire him in the offseason? That's why this doesn't make sense
That's a
if you
fair
go
question.
fire him.
Fair question.
Because the pile of money he's going to get to buy him out is extremely high now. It'll be extremely high 3 years from now.
It'll just
So what's
be
the
more.
difference? So why didn't you just pull the trigger last season
They probably should have.
And
and hire Jeff Traylor?
They probably should have.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the only reason you fire a coach mid-season is if you have someone that you can bring in right away. Otherwise, ride the season out.
I don't see Jeff Traylor leaving mid-season.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Then ride
Yeah,
the
because
season
it's
out.
like $50 to pay him out.
And that is
I don't think he has a payout. Does he have I don't think he has a
A
buyout.
buyout?
If he
I don't know.
does, it's
and
very,
that is
very
and that is the
inexpensive.
best job on the planet. Fired head football coach in a college
It
program.
really is. Just go sit on your butt to do nothing.
There is hundreds of millions of dollars out there in dead money.
Yeah,
Kind
but
of
no,
like being Kawhi Leonard, frankly.
no health insurance, from what I understand. So that's
You
the
can,
one side.
you can
thing.
buy it on the marketplace.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for ruining the joke. Appreciate it.
So wait a minute. Do you think it's Dallas or the 49ers that has the better chance?
All right, so this is my horse to all these victories, and I'm going to ride it.
Okay.
Going into the Texas game, I said Alabama is going to boat race them, win by 21.
Wow. Whoops.
Texas won by 10. I wouldn't.
Was that on the podcast?
No. This was amongst my friends.
Oh,
and Texas
what the hell, Richie? Jesus.
Texas fan is rough.
Fart in the wind.
Yeah,
It
really. If you're going to
counts.
say something stupid like that, we want to hear it.
So what happens? Texas wins. I thought for sure the Cowboys would win, but I didn't know they'd win like they did. So I'm playing negative Nelly. So
What do you mean you're playing negative Nelly?
I'm saying just because I'm always fucking wrong, I'm saying that the 49ers are the team to beat in the NFL.
They're awfully good. They're awfully good, and they showed it week one.
I mean,
They got no respect.
it is
I
weak.
think they get respect. What
It's
are they-
Brock Purdy who doesn't get the respect.
What-
The rest of the 49ers do.
And therefore, the 49ers, nobody thinks the 49ers can win.
Maybe
just,
so, yeah.
Just as, Garoppolo is the same thing.
Yeah.
Brock-
Well, here's the thing. Brock Purdy doesn't need to win me a football game. He just needs to not lose me a football game. I'm looking at you, Josh Allen, who lost that game for your Bills.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sure
Right now,
did.
right now, as a Jet fan, I would take Brock Purdy.
You
Fuck
gotta be,
yeah.
you gotta be thrilled as a Jets fan. You come out of week 1-0, big win on the road against Buffalo. Oh, sorry, at home
course I'm
against
not.
Buffalo. You gotta be thrilled.
I hate you, Jeff.
What?
This
did
marriage is over.
Did something happen on the fourth play of the game or something? What? I must have missed something.
This is, as somebody said, this is so Jetsian what happened on Monday night.
It really is.
It happens to them all the time. I mean, the fact that it's already happened to them one other time in their history is mind-boggling.
Testicle Verdi.
Yeah, testicle birdie.
But I mean, you're right. That was the most Jetsian thing, and it was not anything we thought was going to happen. I mean,
I don't know if I agree with that because
Well-
I think there was a lot of people that thought that there was certainly an opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to get injured at some point.
Yes,
39.
That
But
line,
not 4 plays into the season, though.
yeah, that line was that line is weak. But have him come out and do something. But it was like the air left, like collective NFL fans. He goes down, and I think every NFL fan across the globe was like, "Oh,
Not me. I could give a shit. It's the Jets.
It's the Jets. Everybody hates New York, Bob. People cheered when that happened. You kidding me? This is like Santa Claus in Philadelphia.
No,
I'm
well,
cheering for that. Yeah.
well,
Santa bit the dust. Woo!
one place
Screw
where
that fat man.
One place where the air did go out is the NFL front office and Roger Goodell.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Because I think the Jets are on national TV 5 times this year.
Yeah, but now here's what's happened. Now, if you watched the game, you realized what I was talking about the week before was that this is a very good football team.
Really good.
A really good football team.
They blew me away.
So what's changed is the goals now. It's not a Super Bowl caliber team anymore without Aaron Rodgers. So you got a quarterback who was the worst quarterback in football a year ago, who is going to now be the guy calling the signals. So how far can he take this team? Can they get to the playoffs now with Zach Wilson? How long will they stick with Zach Wilson? How long is his leash before they go out and maybe go get somebody else?
I was really surprised to hear Robert Saleh completely throw himself behind Zach Wilson. I mean, I
You
guess
have
that's-
to.
I
Yeah,
guess
what
that's
else is he gonna
He
do?
has
I
to.
guess that's what you got to do publicly, but like privately, they got to be going out and looking at can they get Kyler Murray, right? I mean,
Kyler Murray can't even play for fucking Arizona right now.
He doesn't work. That's his problem. He doesn't put the work in.
Well, they can't win what they want to win with the roster they have, right? Because it's a talented enough roster, other than at quarterback,
Yes.
to be a Super Bowl contender.
Yes.
They need a quarterback who can at least not lose them games, and I don't think that's Zach Wilson.
TB12?
It's probably I don't know.
TB12?
I don't
No.
know.
He would never,
no.
ever play for the Jets. Never.
Not behind that offensive line.
How long until your friends were sending you that meme of Tom Brady wearing?
I didn't get any of that
You
stuff.
didn't get the Jets jersey with Tom Brady's face?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I think
I knew it was out there, but I
thought
didn't get
everybody got it.
No, I'm not really widely known, so. What was it? RG3 said that Zach Wilson gives the Jets a better chance to win right now.
Dan?
Then who?
Me?
Jeff
Than any-
Exler?
Yes.
Then RG3. I think he's still concussed.
But if there are quarterbacks with, a chance to go there that are still available. Joe Flacco.
No,
Matt
Joe
Ryan.
Flacco is already there.
I don't think any of those guys are better options. I really don't.
No,
Yeah, Joe Flacco is not. Matt Ryan, maybe. Because, again, you're not looking for an Aaron Rodgers. You're looking for a guy that can manage.
You're looking for Brock Purdy.
we already
Brock
have
Purdy.
him.
I mean, I realize
He's
that.
ours.
Yes, he's yours.
The question now is-
the Jets would be good to have him right now.
Absolutely.
If you put a gun to my head, I would say that the Jets will have a different starting quarterback
Next
by halfway mark.
You think so?
Yeah.
But will it come from their bench or will it come from?
They don't have anybody on the bench.
That's exactly
Their
it.
guy is, Tim Boyle, who's like a 6th grade teacher on weekends. So,
I forgot what I was going to ask, but
but anyway, that's enough on the Jets. Because otherwise people will leave the show and they won't come back anymore.
you know what though? The Jets being on Hard Knocks, I mean, they've been kind of a story all summer long.
But I don't think anybody is. Richie, did you watch Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks is good TV.
I think it's been
It
jumped the
almost
shark 100 years ago.
Aaron Rodgers has been like on the A block of First Take all summer long.
Yeah,
that's
but-
because of Greenberg.
Yeah, but everybody hates it.
And that's the point. It wasn't the Jets on Hard Knocks. It wasn't the Jets in the A block. It was Aaron
it
Rodgers.
was Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Let me ask you, if they call the Cowboys, does Jerry pick up the phone for Trey Lance?
You have to.
I wouldn't want Trey Lance on the Jets.
I don't think the Jets would necessarily go after him, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But we
That
do know
wouldn't
he's
interest me.
We do know he's worth just a 4th round pick. I don't know. Does that help? No. Not
No,
for your
I don't think
Jets?
so. No.
Okay.
I mean, I would. You know what? I would take. Who's the backup for the Cowboys? The red hair
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Cooper
Connor-
Rush.
Cooper Rush. I would take Cooper Rush
Okay.
over Zach Wilson.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, the other
I would do that.
The other guy that started last year a few games was on the Cowboys roster, and he lost at the backup quarterback race 2 or 3 years ago to Cooper Rush. White,
Really?
yeah, and
True.
he started for you guys a couple games, and the players
Yeah, Mike White.
The players liked him better than Zach because after Zach's real shitty game,
what does that tell you?
He gets up to the mic and says, "Nah, it wasn't my fault."
I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. That's the name I'm going to give you. We'll see how it works out.
I don't hate that. I would take that.
Where is he now?
Back up in Indy, I want to say. Is that right?
I think that sounds right. I think
Yeah.
that's right.
I mean,
He's been all over the league.
At the end of the day, there is nobody better right now in the short term, in the midterm. And I'm actually going to disagree with Walter that no, they're riding this season out with Zach Wilson. I don't think there's a better
they are,
option.
too.
We'll see.
You can't bring somebody in and say run our offense if they haven't seen the plays.
Yeah, but here's
How does that work?
Here's why I disagree with you, Bob. Because he is so poor at his position, this team, these players, they know what they're capable and where they can go with a decent quarterback. And if Zach Wilson craps the bed every single weekend, they're going to be done with him in 2 weeks. I'm telling you.
Well, I saw
If he
something.
throws 4 interceptions on Sunday, the Jet players will be done with him.
Well, I saw something that he didn't do last year. He threw that horrible interception across the middle to the Italian stallion linebacker.
Milano.
And it was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't do that. But he comes and he sits down, and everyone's still in shock. But I think what the offensive coordinator, the one that took all the heat from Peyton, he's like, look, just don't do that. If you just don't do that, we got a chance.
Just don't lose the game.
Right.
That's what they
Don't
want.
throw
out
it
of
to
Zach
the other
Wilson.
team.
It's sort of amazing
Yeah.
that the biggest stories coming out of the NFL weekend are Aaron Rodgers' injury, the Cowboys being dominant, San Francisco, your 49ers, being extraordinarily dominant. And then I think the kind of maybe the fourth story is a bunch of teams that we thought were going to be really good struggled and won or flat out lost.
Well,
Got their ass kicked.
Got
Yeah.
trucked.
Yes.
We're looking at you, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati looked awful. Pittsburgh looked worse.
But
Yep.
but here's the thing with Cincinnati.
Buffalo.
The Browns owned the Bengals early in the season. That's the book.
Yeah.
You also look at the Bears, who lost to a rookie. They didn't lose. They got destroyed by the Packers.
They did.
That's another one. But this is now round whatever of I wanted Jordan Love to leave that stadium and yell to the Bears fans that goes, "We still own you. Still own you."
He should have done that. I guess he didn't think of
They
it.
did that in the locker room, I think. I'm pretty sure.
So, I think it's 39 teams since the year 2000 have made the playoffs after being 0-2. Are you worried about any of those teams, those better teams that lost, like, say, the Buffalo Bills? Because I didn't think Buffalo was unimpressive.
Well,
Let me
here's
put it
another
to you
story
that
that
way.
we're
That's
not
on their
talking about.
quarterback.
Here's another story that we're not talking about. All the games on the East Coast, it was torrential downpours.
It was.
Are we talking about it now?
Yeah. So,
Continue.
oh, Wally.
Oh, Richie.
So it was sloppy.
It was.
Like Dak's numbers were not good, but there were 3 or 4 drops by tight ends. One in the end zone.
Kansas City's
That hasn't
loss.
been established with the Cowboys. Is there going to be a tight end that takes over for
Dalton Schultz,
so thank
who
you.
was really good for the last couple of years.
Yeah, he
we'll
was
we'll
very
see
Well,
if they
it's
can
got to be
replace
the
his
kid out of
production.
Wisconsin.
Christensen?
No,
Is that the guy?
what's his name?
I'm blanking on it, but I know the
Vexler, I
kid.
think, right?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Something like that. Ferguson.
Yes.
There you go.
It's got to be Ferguson.
Ferguson.
But like the only rapport that Dak had on the field was with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
He doesn't have rapport yet with Cooks. His tight end Ferguson had 3 or 4 drops, or he had 3 drops.
One important drop
Touchdown.
on a touchdown pass.
And then the other guy, Hendershot, he had a drop. I was pleasantly surprised with their run game. It looks like Tony's going to do all right. And Rico Dowdle came in, and he had some good runs, too.
I'm just not going to worry too much about what the Cowboys offense showed in a game where their defense had won it before they'd even taken the field.
They didn't have to do a lot.
They just didn't.
The one surprise for me was how much PT Turpin got.
Turpin got a lot of playing time.
Moved all around the offense.
Well, he's a great player in wide open spaces, so you got to get him the ball. He's got to get touches.
Right.
He just does. And listen, they won't get they won't get a big test. Well, I don't know. Is it a big test to play the Jets at this point?
No, it's not. I mean, it's still going to be a good win if they get it because the Jets roster is super talented.
That game's going to be close.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And, well,
What is this? What's the
Micah
what's the
Parsons might
point spread?
absolutely break Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence has been awesome. I mean,
9.5.
wow.
I didn't realize
Sorry,
it was
Jets
that high.
fans. Goodness
9.5.
gracious.
I'll take the Jets and the points in that game.
Probably smart. It's probably the way to go.
Are you going to put your $32 up?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, it's
I'm
on.
I'm offended by that.
We talked about Pittsburgh and their flop. We talked about Buffalo's flop. Kansas City also flopped on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, like their wide receiver issues are an actual problem. Finally, like getting rid of Tyreek Hill is finally starting to
He
show
might have had
its
a pretty
ugly
good
face.
day.
They don't have anybody.
They got nobody.
Are you at
It
this
wasn't
point?
bad weather that created those drops.
I'm with you. At this point, would anybody be surprised if Kansas City does not make the playoffs?
I wouldn't be.
I would be.
I would be.
Really.
They're
They-
not
they
going to
started-
win the Super Bowl, but I think they'll
They
make the
started
playoffs.
last season 2-4.
Yeah, but they had
He
talent
beat
there.
Joe
You could,
Lewis's
but they got
ass.
nobody there. There's no. I don't know. You know what? You can't put it past Mahomes to develop wide receivers during the season, and then all of a sudden, it's a household name by the time the playoffs come around.
I'm just gonna guess it's not Kadarius Toney.
He was a terrible football player with the Giants. All the New York Giant fans knew. We've seen that before. Yeah, that's the guy we had last season.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he stinks.
Chris Jones was still on his holdout. Kelsey wasn't playing, which is
True.
Mahomes' whoopee. I mean, let's
Okay.
just slow our roll on the Chiefs. They'll be there in the playoffs,
gotta-
and they'll play good in the playoffs, which is the flip of what is going to happen with the Cowboys. They'll dazzle in the regular season, and they're going to fade in the playoffs.
Remember, Kansas City has to go to Jacksonville this weekend, and I think Jacksonville's legit. So we'll see how that turns out.
No
'cause
question.
The Chiefs could wind up 0-2 after the 2 weeks of the season.
One of the other big surprises we didn't talk about was the Bengals. The fact that they got housed by Cleveland, 24-3, and Burrow, who didn't play in the preseason. Now there was, the talk about, well, should he have played? Should they have put the starters in there? And, that's always a question to start the season is, should their starters play at all during the preseason? And maybe we start to see a little bit more of that going forward.
Cincinnati started slow last year, too. I personally am not worried about them. I had them making a run last year in the playoffs because they gathered momentum in the second half of the season.
Tua and the Dolphins.
Tua that's the best game I've ever seen him play. Honestly, he was so accurate. And Tyreek Hill is obviously just the biggest weapon in the NFL. I don't think it's close.
No one can cover him.
Nobody can guard him. It's unreal. You would expect him to be slowing down. He's not.
215 yards.
Yeah.
And
Fantasy team's wet dream.
and the rest of the division now looks like second tier.
No doubt. New England.
So it's
Yeah.
New England almost beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, the score doesn't really reflect it, but that game was
The Eagles
in jeopardy.
were off in that game. I would expect the Eagles to bounce back and start looking good here really soon. Did you guys watch more football this weekend than you have in a long time? I
Yes.
mean, obviously it was week 1 of the NFL season, but
Yeah.
goodness, I consumed so much sports this weekend, and it was a great sporting weekend. You had the FIBA basketball stuff. You had U.S. Open tennis. You had the NFL. You had college football. And it was just an amazing weekend.
I just didn't get into the FIBA stuff. I just didn't care.
I
Why?
didn't either.
just
I tried to, Jeff. I tried to.
Okay.
But
Do you
it's
care that we lost? Does it matter to you?
No,
that they
because
didn't get there?
how many of those guys is going to be on the roster when it comes time for next year's Olympics? I mean, you saw LeBron wants to play
Yep.
along with KD and along with Steph.
The reason
Then
we're-
I'll care.
The reason we're losing is because we're not taking our A grade talent.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I mean, you can't throw. And listen, we've gone down this road 100 times. You can't put a bunch of, I don't know, I guess borderline all-stars. You can't put them in a room and tell them to play competitive basketball internationally in 3 days. You just can't.
It's very hard to do.
It doesn't work.
Defensively is where it really showed to me, Walter. They gave up 50% shooting every game they played. That's not good.
Well,
Not
isn't
when you have the athletes that
They
you
need
have.
Greg
75% of defense is just giving a shit, right?
Yeah.
So these guys are out there just showing off their offensive chops. And the other teams, it means a lot more.
No doubt.
These guys are like, But like Walter said, because I wanted to get into it, because you were excited about it. And you kept talking about it, and I look over at Walter and like, who gives a fuck? but the other squads, anytime you can beat up on the ugly Americans, they want to.
And
so
they did.
they're trying their asses off.
They did.
And our guys, I don't know if there's not really a sense. The sense of American pride comes from the leaders, the older guys, the vets.
I thought that this team gave a shit. I think that's where a lot of people are making a mistake. These players gave a shit. I watched these games. They were rooting each other on. They were playing hard.
They don't want to lose.
They didn't want to lose.
They don't want to be a team in the United States that doesn't win the. They didn't win one. They didn't win the medal. A medal.
All right.
Nothing.
Would
They
you
came up
rather
empty.
not have a medal or would you rather have a bronze? You
I'd rather have a bronze.
fucking keep your bronze. You can't even recycle that at Monterey.
Here's the thing, though, with that international competition.
It is a crap medal.
Well, I mean, you've heard Greg Popovich talk about this all the time. I'm sure the gold medal that Pop won is more important to him than any NBA title. I guarantee you. He feels strongly about international basketball. And
he's-
you know,
he
and those
serves
international
also.
teams do.
Yeah.
I think more so than the Americans do. But you know,
Absolutely.
Greg Popovich.
Did y'all
is-
see, shifting
different.
gears just slightly, did y'all see the video of Victor Wembanyama
Doing the splits?
yoga? Yeah,
Yeah.
like stretching. Holy shit, Walter. It reminds me of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He is
In his ninja movies.
yes, like when he fights Bruce Lee.
like airplane over under.
You tried dragging Lambeer and Lanier up and down the floor.
That's a great reference.
Look, his stretching, his flexibility, Walter, is jaw-dropping.
He's
It
like
really
a
is.
7'5" rubber band.
He really is.
So he won't pop his Achilles.
I don't
hope-
think
don't,
so.
Don't
I
fucking
don't want to
jinx us, man.
I don't want to jinx it, but he reminds me of Jabbar in his flexibility, and obviously Jabbar had a 20-year career. Like there's something really great about being that big and that flexible. Staying with the Spurs, you saw they cut campaign, right?
Yes.
Big deal to you? Not a big deal.
I've never seen him play, so I have no idea.
Never seen him play. Didn't watch him with the Phoenix Suns.
You know, I don't get Phoenix on my
Wasn't
cable.
he like our backup?
He was our
Point-
starter. I'm pretty damn sure.
Then what happened? Something happened.
I think this is what happened. I think Campaign didn't want to be here. I think he wanted to be with a team that was going to be competitive for the NBA
Mark,
championship.
we're not a contender here?
I
What the
don't think
hell?
so. I don't think he wanted to be part of a rebuild, and it took the Spurs a couple weeks to figure that out, and they cut him. It's too bad too, because I think he would have fit really good on the basketball floor with the rest of the guys. But c'est la vie. Adios.
I'm good with that.
What else you got over there, Wally? I see you looking at your notes.
Well, it was on the same thing with the NBA. Oklahoma City is going to get a new arena. It came out yesterday or the day before with, I think, a 1 cent sales tax that needs to be voted on by the voters in that area. So my question would be, and I don't know if you guys discussed this back in the day, are you expecting San Antonio to approve a new arena for the Spurs if they have to? You know, if you're going to raise the hotel tax, nobody cares.
No.
Right? Nobody cares. I'm not paying for it.
No.
So what? But if it's coming out of my pocket, if it's a sales tax increase, do you think San Antonio would vote for it?
I do.
For the Spurs?
You do.
I do. As
do.
long
Yeah.
as it's for the Spurs, I do.
Anybody else? They wouldn't do it for the mules.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
No, but I don't think they would be thrilled to do it to rebuild the Alamo Dome.
No,
for
of
instance,
course not. No.
or to build a new baseball stadium for
No.
For a minor league team, I don't think so.
I agree
But
with
if-
you 100% on
but if
that
it-
one.
But if it comes to the Spurs, yes, I think it would be okay.
Yeah,
Under any circumstance, they'll approve a new arena.
yeah,
pretty much,
It's
just
the sacred cow.
Particularly
Okay.
if the ownership group is putting in money of their own, which
And I think Austin has a lot to do with this as well, because I think, regardless of what has been said, I think people still view Austin as a threat
hell
to
Absolutely.
having the Spurs. So, yeah, we better approve this arena, otherwise they may move.
Our
Yeah.
B League team is the Austin Spurs.
So,
No, I think they could be gone very quickly.
Just yeah,
right, so there's that.
just run some ads showcasing Austin before that vote.
Draymond Green said this week, most important years of his career this year, their goal is to get CP3 a ring.
Wow. That's got to be an exaggeration.
Well, that's what he said.
It can't be more. No, it
This
can't
is
be
the most
more
important
than
year of
first
his career.
championship. Can't be more important than his first championship.
CP3
He's
is a
fine.
Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Of course, he's first
Okay.
ballot.
Yeah,
No
okay.
question.
All
He's
right.
the point guard.
It's a point guard. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all. That's all the NBA stuff that I have. I had a couple other things.
What?
All right, here I got a couple of them.
Is it the classy Alabama fans using
Oh,
some
my
gay
God.
slurs against Texas players on the sideline?
No, that was Jerry Jones that did that, right? Oh no, he's just a racist. Okay.
He's an Arkansas guy. He's
What you
not
got,
an
Wally?
Alabama guy.
Well, speaking of Jerry Jones, is the allegation that he made some racist comments about Jim Trotter, the NFL reporter, and that reminded me of Jerry having mustard in his eyeballs. Does that make sense to you, Jeff?
Yes, it does.
All right, so I wanted to quickly address this because I always get asked about it. Hey, whatever happened? What actually happened with that Allen Iverson thing? So I'll just address this really quick because I always get asked about it. So here's the Allen Iverson thing.
We're doing this, huh?
Yeah, well, because it's very simple. Because you and I did nothing wrong.
No.
We never said anything racist on the air.
Never.
It wasn't us. The producer of the program booked a guest that was going to do these impressions, and whoever wrote that script, if there was a script, I don't know if there was a script or not. That you could have made the case that guy was a racist because it wasn't funny. And I remember saying to you, as we read through that, actually, you had to leave the arena to go back and do Spurs.
React.
The Spurs studio.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I remember, I don't know if I said this to you, but I remember saying to somebody over there, I said, we're going to get in trouble for that. I knew it right away. So there's that. But we never did anything wrong. The one person who was always a pain in the ass during that whole time, and you know this,
I do.
and that was Richard Oliver.
Yep.
Richard Oliver from the Express News.
The news guy?
Yeah, he was a news guy, and he kept calling me and Jeff
No.
and wanted us to get comments on what was said and what wasn't said.
Just to correct you, he
Okay.
had my phone number and he never called me.
Oh, he never called you?
Never called me.
All right, he
And
got in
had
touch
my
with me.
phone number. And if he had called me and if he had talked to me, I don't think it ever would have broken the way it broke. Because I would have apologized immediately. I would have said, talk to our producer, talk to our program director. That was their idea.
Yeah, and it wasn't, and we were told, don't say anything.
Yeah, I wanted
We
to
were
apologize really badly.
Yeah.
Like you and I were considering not going on the show unless we could apologize, and they demanded that we not.
Yeah. Told us to go on the air and do the show.
It sounds like you guys were the scapegoats.
We were. And if you'll...
Well, I
and if-
didn't get the producer got fired. You didn't immediately, and I never did. I got laid off with the big layoffs in Clear Channel a couple months later.
Here's the thing that nobody remembers about it that maybe only I do. The Don Imus situation was
It was on the heels of that.
was about 10 days old.
Yeah.
Where he
Yeah.
had called the Rutgers women's team, whatever he called them.
Nappy-headed hoe.
Thank
That was
you
it,
for
yeah.
remembering it.
The
I
coach.
remember, yeah.
And
Listen, that was so fresh that what we did was in the USA Today newspaper with, how could these idiots basically
These
do that
tone-deaf idiots.
after what Don Imus did, 10 days later.
It was
10
in
days
USA
later.
Today?
Yes, it went that far, bro.
God.
It went that far.
I
So
can't
what
believe
made
that's
you-
not on clipped out on your refrigerator.
What made me think of this today? Because
Yes.
because there's the whole allegation that Jerry Jones is a racist and made racist comments. That made me think of the racist things that we were accused of, and Jerry Jones with mustard in the eyeballs was part of that stupid script thing that we did, and that's what made me think of the whole situation there. So,
Yeah,
but wait, listen, I apologize to R.C. Buford. I apologize to Greg Popovich personally. I went to both
What
of
did
them.
he say?
Who? Which one?
Both. This is the most interesting thing we've ever
Greg-
talked about.
Wow.
Greg Popovich said to me, "We're good."
Okay.
He says, "You and I, we're fine. We're good." He says, "But just understand, I can't be associated with your program anymore." So that's what he said.
understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. And RC.
And listen, and I don't remember what RC said, but Pop. In case you didn't know, Pop never wanted to do that show. He only wanted to. He
doesn't want to
would
do
sit
any
in
interviews.
He would sit for 2 hours and talk to the fans, but he had no interest in talking to the
media.
media guys and doing that show. So, all right, so there's that.
What
That's
did
off my
RC
chest.
say?
I don't remember what he said, but it wasn't worth remembering.
I've seen them both since, and neither of them seem to have beef with me. So
Yeah.
I can only assume that they're over it.
There you go.
Did the show continue after you guys were done? The post, not obviously not the radio show, but like the post Spurs talk.
Well, it was the Greg Popovich show. So Pop would come on the air with us for an hour or
I can't
30 minutes or
believe you
whatever.
got that much time with him.
Yeah, we were the only show in town that did that. We had we had it on for Jay Howard had him started the whole thing years earlier, and then me and Jeff and Eric, we ruined it.
Jay Howard.
we absolutely ruined it. All right, let me. I got a couple other things I'll discuss with you quick.
Give it to me.
All right, Schlitterbahn named the best water park for the 25th consecutive year. Have you guys ever been?
Oh yeah.
I've never been.
I hate
have to
Schlitterbahn.
go.
Yes.
I hate Schlitterbahn.
Wow.
Okay.
Bob.
Who gets into a fight with a pool? How does that happen?
It's an expansive pull, and if you had to
25th,
carry all,
I
the
hate
stuff,
yellow rubber duckies. Damn it! Get out of my way.
25th best water park, or 25th year in a row to be best water park. What, in the nation or in
Yes.
Texas? Really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's nice. I didn't realize it was.
They're
that
not
nice.
talking
Yeah,
about
best one.
the one in Kansas City where that kid got decapitated a couple years ago.
No, that was a scary. You saw that ride, and that was the like a log flume kind of thing that went really really fast, and they put it like a lid kind of thing over the chute, and the kid got as you said decapitated. All right, let me give you a couple other ones. I'll get off the beaten path with sports. I have no interest in the Paxton trial. None. All I want to know is when he gets let out of the courthouse with a raincoat over his head and handcuffed.
I'm
That's
looking
all I'm
forward
waiting
to
for.
that.
Yeah. Otherwise, I have no interest in it. Zero. New York Times had their list of the best 15 hot dogs. Like not a chain place, but like Chicago hot dog, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a New York hot dog. What goes on a hot dog,
Mustard.
Richie?
I like mustard, mayo, ketchup,
Oh,
relish,
barf.
onions, and jalapenos.
God.
I could eat all of that stuff except for the jalapenos.
Ketchup is disgusting.
I like ketchup on a hot dog.
Oh,
I don't put them together. I put either ketchup or mustard, but I'll have two hot dogs, one mustard, one
Well,
one
that's
ketchup.
how you dress up your lips and assholes.
mustard and onions.
You mask it.
That's outrageous. That is absolutely outrageous.
Outrageous.
I think that's the
you could
cold
throw
open.
anything on there. I'll take. I'll eat it the Chicago way. You could put lettuce and tomato in
I'm
there.
cool with that.
You could put mustard, a seeded bun, whatever you want to do. Fantastic. I'll eat it anyway. Unfortunately, though, I don't eat hot dogs anymore.
No, you can't.
No,
Heart
that's it.
attacks make you stop doing that, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah. Wally had a heart attack. In case you folks are just tuning in, back in March. So
Not today.
no, I did not have one today. So
You want to give our sponsor another
I don't know.
shout-out?
Are we wrapping up?
We got
I don't
to.
know if we're wrapping up.
We got
Oh,
to.
why?
We're at 30 minutes.
Oh, we had 30
Holy
minutes.
cow, yeah.
Holy cannoli! What else? Is there anything I wanted to get into? The one more thing. The escaped prisoner got caught today in
Yes,
Pennsylvania.
yes.
Here's my question to all of you.
He was wearing an Eagles jersey. That was the best thing. Yes, he was. Fucking pull it up.
He was
Look
wearing
it
a
up.
sweatshirt. They had to
An
cut him out of it.
Eagles sweatshirt.
Was it an Eagle sweatshirt? That's
Yes,
hilarious.
that needs to be
I
on
thought
our
it was Jalen
podcast.
Hurts when they pulled him up. I didn't All right,
Easy, you're gonna get in trouble again.
He's out 14 days. They finally caught him today. And he ended up, he acquired a long rifle, too, that they picked up on him today.
Yeah.
How long do you think he could last if you escaped the prison?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, much longer than 14 days.
I think I could get lost, don't you?
I don't think I'd be hanging around 20 miles from where I escaped.
That's
Yeah,
just
no
it.
I
kidding.
would think that I had the foresight to have a better plan than let's hang out by the jail.
You know, there's a bar next to the jail, and it says jail bar.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go there. They'll never find us there. Come on, you idiot.
He did have a clean shave, though.
And
Get on him there.
he is wearing an Eagle sweatshirt. I'm looking at the picture.
EAGLES.
Listen, I believed in you. Bob did not, Richie. So.
No, motherfucker, you did not believe in me.
Well, once you said, yeah, he had his sweatshirt was the Eagles. I said, okay, that makes sense. 14 days, though. I'm with you, Jeff. I think I could hold out a little bit longer than that.
I think I could make it a month.
I think I wouldn't get arrested in the same county.
I'm sure of that.
I don't think I would get caught.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he'll blend in Pennsylvania. Jeff, you ain't blending in South Texas.
No, that's why I'd be in Mexico.
You built it in Mexico, my friend.
I wouldn't be wearing an Eagles jersey either.
Swim the river going the other way.
Vexler would get picked up at the border
I would.
and then scream at Greg Abbott, I think, for like a half an hour.
He'd get caught in one of those buoys in Eagle Pass. Not because he can't swim, because his belly's too big. He'd be just stuck in there. Catherine, come cut me out.
Like a drowning
This is racist. Oh, God.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my
That's
head
good
hurts.
stuff.
Now's a good time for our sponsor.
That's a good time for our sponsor.
In those vending machines, do they also sell saws to cut handcuffs?
A little hand file.
A little file,
Yeah.
little elbow
I think,
grease.
what do they call those little boards that you do your nails with?
Emery board.
Oh, so you guys do have emery boards. I knew it.
They've got everything you need for a quick getaway or lunch. Snacks, check.
It's check.
It's the prison
Emery
loadout.
board, check.
Caffeine, check.
Hammer, check.
In case of an emergency, please break.
Hey, but here's the thing. River City Refuels will have all of those things. Whatever your company wants, they'll be in the machine for you. It's a vending machine for your business. It's tailored to you and your employees' taste and like. So what do you go? If you go to a vending machine, Richie, what are you getting out of there? So how many times you gotten a soda out of a vending machine?
Well, that's usually where I get a soda.
But wouldn't you like to get something if you know
some Funyuns? I'd love some Funyuns.
Lay's potato chips.
I'd like to have a vending machine, tailored to my likes.
Yeah.
Then there'd be
KY
some beer in there and all that kind of stuff.
KY jelly.
Oh, Lord. There goes the spot. Anyway, it's tailored to you and your employees, your taste and your likes. It's all cashless. It's really simple. River City Refuels, they'll come to your place, restock it. Your vending machine will be nice and full. You'll be all good, and you won't have to do anything. It's that simple. Office buildings, apartment complexes.
Prisons? Do they sell to prisons?
They may sell to prisons. If you want to get in touch with them,
A limited.
call them up.
Prisons
So
are
like-
privatized.
630
A lot of money in that
5973.
business.
Say, hey, do you guys do prisons? You can call them.
I own a couple prisons.
Pull it out, get an emery board.
We got to make sure there aren't any razors because the guy's clean shaven.
God.
Eagles jerseys? Do they sell Eagles jerseys?
Well, they could have like Bic razors in there. That's a possibility. But anyway,
And
call them up
aspirins,
today.
baby
210-630-5973. River City Refuels. 630-5973.
Thanks for joining us.
And next week we'll have another sponsor after this.
Oh, we'll be off the air completely.
We're not on the air.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.
Bye.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good cause you know it's